and welcome to another episode of Rate or Roast My Rig. It's been a while. I've been gone, guys. I've just been gone. You know what? I was sitting here and I was like, I'm gonna rate some rigs and roast some rig, and I'm out. I gotta go. My plane was leaving. And then, you know, the whole Windows bug thing, and it was just, it was a mess. Let's get to some roasting, shall we? All right, got some white guitars. Someone's a Hetfield fan. We have is that a Mark 7? Ooh, it is a Mark 7. Boogie 412, 5150, iconic half stag. Let's go. You know, it's funny. It's funny to think now because like the iconic is, you know, I would consider it a pretty successful amplifier. But whenever I see it, I go, oh God, someone's an amp designer in the comments. There's only 2 preamp tubes. And you got a quad cortex. What? And a Duncan power stage? So that must be your actual gig rig because let's be honest, no one's hauling half stacks unless they got roadies, right? ESP Hetfields. Pretty good in front of the nice fireplace to relax. Little thing of whiskey. It's tidy. Rig's tidy. It's clean. Your pedal board is clean AF. Overall, honestly, this rig gets 4.5 out of 5 beards. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. A walnut RD, late 70s, the real thing. It's so sick. I always wanted an RD in walnut or like tobacco burst, but you know, beggars can't be choosers. Also, I got a great deal on my 2 natural RDs, which are right over there. I'm not gonna get them though, don't worry. We're roasting you, not me. So, I believe in the email, you said this was your moving rig, right? You're in between moves, your house. So you have a 70s RD, you have a Boss Katana wireless into a Bluetooth speaker. The future is now. This is like the most vintage modern rig ever, right? Old guitar, modern amenities, modern joy, right? Modern fun. Honestly, pretty decent rig. If I was moving and needed to just get by, this would probably be my rig. Way back in the day when I worked at Boeing and I had to come in on the weekends, there would be no one there. It would be like a deserted, it would be just a deserted landscape. Honestly, there was no one there. And so I would bring my guitar, and because I figured out, this is before I got the little pocket amp, my guitar at the time had EMGs, I was able to just plug my headphones directly into the output jack, and the preamp had enough juice where I could hear the raw guitar signal, and I would just kind of plunk along before the little Vox headphone amp things came out. Fun fact. Anyway, original case, I love me an RD. You know how I feel about an RD, and I like the economy of this rig. For me, this rig gets 4 out of 5 beards. Whew. All right. Tell me you play heavy aggressive music without telling me you play heavy aggressive music. You got Jacksons, you got Gibsons, you got a Solar, you got EVH amplification, you have Machine Head tab book on the right, and you have a bunch of junk underneath. Great. Honestly, your pedal board is pretty tidy. Your cable management's pretty all right. How's the Gibson Mustang? Let me know in the comments. How is it? I have my own opinion on it, but I have not played it, so I will save my opinion. The triangle sound things that don't actually functionally do anything, but they look cool. Look at the quilt on that Les Paul as well. Machine Head tab book gets a lot of points for me. Burn My Eyes, classic album for a reason. The SG, dope. If it's, I mean, honestly, you're like, any guitar you go to buy, does it come in black? No, fine. Natural or Silver Burst gets a pass. Prefer it black though. You have some active Duncans in one of the Jacksons, the soloist. Okay. Got some junk on the side though. Pretty good rig, honestly. I mean, I would rock this all day long. And notice He's using the lunchbox EVH because that the big boy's probably pretty loud. Probably pretty definitely. Overall, you know, in a corner of a house, you're making it work. And I dig that. For me, this rig gets 3 out of 5 beards. Someone cleaned up at the Sam Ash going out of business sale too soon. It looks like you walked into one of the going out of business Sam Ash stores and you were like, "You guys got any good deals or anything?" And they're like, "We've got a bunch of PVP gear." And you were like, "I'll take it." If it's not PV, I'm leaving. That's what you said. PV. Oh, there's a Mesa. There's something Mesa. Get that out of there. PV only. You're a PV boy. PV also makes, you know, great PAs, so I don't blame you for getting them. And then you have two Zach Wild Epiphones and a little Hummingbird Acoust. A 5150 block letter. And a Mesa 412. Some old PV combos and just a bunch of PVPA gear. I love the mix of the logos too. You got the PV, and then you also have, "Hi, we're PV" logos. You know what I'm talking about. I believe the 5150 was the first use of that new logo, if I remember correctly. I am old. You also have weird bar posters on the back. Don't know why. Gotta cover it with something. Overall, I feel like this is a little chaotic and messy. However, it does work. There is some common ties here, and I like the organization. You did the best you could, and you're clearly pretty good at Tetris. You do have also the Guitar Hero controller on the far right. I see there with the power amps to run said PA. Pretty decent. I mean, this is the coolest downstairs in all of what I presume to be Arkansas, right? PV, Mississippi Marshall. Clearly you're down, I'm gonna guess you're down south as well. For me, this rig, straight up the middle, 3 out of 5 beards. This is a great home rig, and I like the options that are offered to me walking into this room, right? So if I was to walk into this room, I would go, "Oh, cool, Laney, Orange, Victory, Greco Telly," or I could sit at the computer, or I could mix you a drink. I see that set up right behind the amplifier. It looks like you haven't used it in a while, judging by the amount of dust on that thing. However, mix me a drink. I'll take an old fashioned, neat. You got the party cups, because it's always a party if there's Laney involved, right? Also, your pedal board, pretty good. I like the tidiness of it. Also like your selection of the pedals. You got the skull in the little ottoman there. Not ottoman. What am I thinking of? What's the word I'm thinking of? Not the dresser. The clutch. I can't remember what I'm talking about. You also have a really old M audio interface. Anyways, for me, this makes me feel comfortable and possibly drunk because I can make myself drinks here at your little wet bar you got going on there. So for me, I'm still gonna give this 3 out of 5 beards. And last but not least, we have a Telly. We have an Epiphone acoustic. We have a pedal board. We have a Fender amp. We have some sheet music, and then we have a flute, ladies and gentlemen. I believe this might be the first flute we've had on RateOrRoast My Rig. I feel like you leave the flute out, but you don't say anything to guests. So when people come over and you're just kind of strumming on the guitar and they go, "Hey, is that a flute?" You're hoping they ask about the flute and you go, "It is." And they're like, "Do you play flute?" Because that's the natural question. And you go, "A little bit." And then you proceed to like shred some Jethro Tull. I'm on to you. I see you. And then you have just a whole bunch of books and junk and jeans. And then that way they're distracted from your flutiness to not judge you by the amount of bric-a-brac on the table. This is your little station of rock and fluting. You do love a good flute. Boy, there's so many jokes I could go into there, but I'm not going to. This is a G-rated channel. Your pedal board is awesome. I love the amount of MXR and Dunlop's products that you have. Also, wait, all of them are... You have an entire assortment of Dunlop MXR stuff, sir. Or ma'am, whoever you are. I don't know who submitted this. Your floor needs to be swept up very, very badly. I'm still... we can't end this on a high note. I hate the leather strap as well. That just looks heavy. I don't like heavy straps. The guitar can be heavy, strap cannot be heavy. I'm gonna give you 2.5 out of 5 beards. And that does it for this episode of Rate or Roast My Rig. If you have your own rig that you would like to see on a future episode, I will link down below in the description. And with that, you've been wonderful. I've been Fluff. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.